Today we're going to be focusing on the importance of capacity, and we'll be looking at application requirements, device requirements, and some general guidelines for gaining more capacity. It is an essential element of wireless LAN design, implementation, monitoring, and support with modern networks, because we're no longer in that era where we can simply say we'll install a few access points and people will have wireless access, because we're now running critical applications, or we're marketing that we provide wireless access at hotels and other hospitality areas, arenas, and things like this. And when you market that you're providing wireless access and then people connect to the wireless network and do not have effective wireless access to the internet, let's just say they get a little bit frustrated. So to avoid that, we have to make sure that we've designed for capacity, and that's what we'll be looking at today. Now, when the throughput demand is known, required data rates can be established. So whether we get this from the application vendor or we do it with our own calculations, only then can we determine the required data rates. In addition to this, we need to make sure we understand latency requirements. So it's not just about throughput. Some applications have, in addition, a latency requirement, particularly real-time applications like video conferencing and voice over IP. Things like streaming video and so forth, if it's not live, may support buffering to an extent that latency is not as much of an issue. But with live video streaming, even with some buffering that may be implemented there, latency becomes more of an issue. And of course, with voice over IP, latency is an issue. And latency is a factor of the delay in getting packets through your network. So how quickly can I push a packet from end to end through that network? For example, voice over IP, the common target is under 150 milliseconds to get a packet from one end to the other in a voice call. And in addition to that, there are things like variance in delay, jitter requirements, these kinds of things. So we have to make sure we understand those and factor them in to our communications. Because it's one thing to get a burst of throughput at some high rate, but it's another thing to be able to maintain that consistently over time with even lower packet sizes, which is typical of voice over IP, but having consistency in the communications at under 150 milliseconds for our end-to-end communications.